So, are sports cards supposed to be all about ripping open packs all of a sudden? There's this trend all over the internet telling people that if you want to make money with sports cards, you should be buying boxes, ripping them open on camera, and hoping you pull something rare because that's how the pros do it. This couldn't be more false. Ripping packs is gambling, plain and simple. It's fun, it's exciting, but it's random. You have zero control over what's inside, and the people who lose never post their results. The companies who make the boxes are the ones who win. The breakers win. But beginners, they almost always get crushed. Most people fail in this hobby not because they're unlucky, but because they start the wrong way. They buy packs instead of actually learning what holds value, specific players, specific cards, what's in good condition. After more than a decade of buying, grading, and selling sports cards, I can tell you exactly why 92% of people fail and exactly how you can fix it, even if you're a total beginner. So let's jump in. All right. So, number one, breaking open packs, boxes, and gambling. If you don't know what this is, the way sports cards works is all these cards that come into existence came from a pack or a box or a case. And it's fun to open these. And you guys may have seen the ads online saying, hey, look, I just pulled this $20,000 card out of this $5 box. And what I find ironic about this hobby is there are people out there that might call me a scammer because I teach people how to make money with this stuff. But the ones who are running ads, like these companies like Topps and Upper Deck and Panini and whatnot, I'm not saying what they're doing is wrong because it's what drives the hobby, but they're giving the false illusion that you can make money from gambling. It is mathematically impossible. And yes, there's that lucky person once in a while that hits for 50 grand from the slot machine, just like there's someone that might pull a one of one Victor Wembanyama card, but 99% of people are not going to make money. It is gambling. I actually spoke with a sports card shop owner who sees people rip open boxes and cases and packs all day long. He sees hundreds and hundreds of them a week, and he did the math, and he told me that 15% of people who spend money on either a box, a case, or a pack make their money back. Just break even. That's not that good. You're actually better off going to the casino and playing roulette or playing blackjack, okay? So that's why breaking open packs and boxes is bad. Now, also, to piggyback on top of that, it is addictive. I've had friends lose all the money they've had from sports gambling and just gambling in general. And gambling is addictive. It is a disease, which is why I find it so crazy that so many of these online companies are just allowed to freely run ads and promote the idea of gambling because a lot of people don't have the discipline to control themselves. If you guys have ever sports gambled before, right? On a Sunday, you might make some bets at 1 o'clock on the first games and lose a few bets, then you want to make your money back, and then you lose those, and you want to make your money back again. It's addictive. It is. Very few people can control themselves. And because of that, it's bad because you might spend $20 to see how it goes. Oh, that was fun. That gave me a thrill, but I didn't get to win anything. Then you might spend a little bit more and spend a little bit more. And take this from someone who teaches people how to make money buying and selling sports cards. I have met countless people that have lost tens of thousands of dollars from opening up breaks, packs, boxes, and it destroyed them. And then they come to us to actually learn how to properly make money with sports cards, okay? So it's addictive. Also, the opportunity cost of your money, okay? If you have $1,000 in your bank account and you go and waste it gambling, that is $1,000 you could have put towards something actually productive. Okay, act towards something actually that would have made you an ROI. Like I said, I know people get lucky from opening up packs and boxes, but if you guys have any friends that sports gamble, you or just gamble in general, you guys probably know that people only talk about their wins, right? People love to do that. All gamblers do that. Packs and boxes are the same exact thing. You only see the people that win. You don't see the people that depleted $20,000 out of their bank account to get $1,000 back in cards. So the money that you're putting in is not only costing you that money, but it's costing you much more in the future because that money could have been put towards something that would have made you more money. Also, the opportunity cost of time. This is a big one, okay? Everybody who I meet, for the most part, says their time is valuable. Whether it's true, whether it's not true, there's value to someone's time. Now, when you're addicted to opening up packs and boxes and breaking and all that good stuff, number one, you're wasting a ton of time, right? An hour, 2 hours, 3 hours a day looking at lives on Whatnot or eBay or Fanatics or wherever. That time could be put towards something productive, right? That's why it's called opportunity cost. That's the cost of what you're doing with your time. That's number one. And number two, something you guys probably have not thought of is when you open up a lot of packs and boxes and breaks and all that stuff, you probably realize you get all these low end cards, these cards that are a dollar, 50 cents, $2, $5, $3, $8, and you pile up a ton of them. And these are not just cards you want to throw away because they end up mounting to like a few $1,000s. But if you have, let's say, $1,000 worth in cards, but it's in 300 cards, what do you do with them? Everybody has these low end cards from opening up packs and boxes, and you waste so much time trying to nickel and dime and sell these $2, $3, $4 cards. So not only do you waste your time opening up packs and boxes and looking at the breaks and getting addicted to that, but also the results from it. Very rarely do you pull cards that are actually worth your time to look into, to sell, to grade. You're stuck with all this crap. Okay. And that's why breaking open packs and boxes is one of the big mistakes that people make. So that's number one. That's the first half of the video. The second half of this video, once you get past the idea that breaking and opening up packs is going to make you money, now you move on to actually trying to buy and sell sports cards. And I'm going to go over a few very common mistakes. Number one, people try to be a scout. Okay. So what most people do is they're like, okay, I'm going to invest in some players. I'm going to buy a bunch of Jaden Daniels because I think he's a good player. Trying to guess who the next Patrick Mahomes is a very inefficient way to make money. Most young players fail. And yes, I know people get lucky. I'm talking about overall. Most young players fail. Just look at this year's NFL, 2025 NFL. You had Michael Penix, Drake May, Jaden Daniels, Bo Nix, and Caleb Williams. Drake May is, as I'm speaking right now, this could change. Drake May is the only guy where his value is worth more than it was in the beginning of the season. Michael Penix, down a lot. Jaden Daniels is down 50%. Most guys just don't live up to that hype. So trying to guess who the next great player is a terrible way to go about things. Now, you could buy Michael Jordans and LeBron James and hold them for 10, 20% a year, and they'll slowly go up with value as they should. But being a scout is not an efficient way to make money. Then when it comes to actually buying and grading and selling cards, what a lot of people do is they will buy a card for, let's say, $200 when a PSA 10 is only worth $270. So I follow something, I call it the 2x rule. I want to at least double my money when I buy a card to grade. So if I'm buying a card for $100 and it's going to cost me $20 to get it graded, another $10 to ship it, after all those fees, I want to at least net double my money. So if I'm into the card for 130, I want to at least net 260 back in my pocket. That's my rule of thumb. If I can't do that, I don't buy the card to grade at least. And I see people buy cards for $10 when a PSA 10 is 30. I'm like, how? How could you do that? The grading cost is $20. It's impossible to make money. So that's a big mistake people make. Also, not being able to properly evaluate condition. This is a little bit more of a refined skill. People buying cards that are just the corners are bent, the surfaces are scratched, and they send these cards to PSA all day long, and then they get pissed off that they're only getting PSA 7s and 8s. And I'll look at these cards and be like, these cards are beat up. Did you give these cards to your dog to eat? Just one of the big mistakes people make. I have other videos that go into really how to evaluate the condition of the card. And the last mistake people make is just buying the wrong stuff. If you do everything right, but buy the wrong products, so buying unlicensed products, buying, cards or types of products for certain types of sports that just aren't liquid. Like Bowman Chrome is a great product for baseball. It's very liquid. Leaf or Flawless baseball is not as liquid. It's unlicensed, it's hard to sell, and you could only make money on a card if it's liquid and you could actually sell it. Okay? So those are some of the common mistakes people make, and that is why 92% of people fail when it comes to making money with sports cards. And that's why all you older guys who are watching this that get into sports cards, that's why your wives hate it. Not because they hate all the cards in the house. They hate it because they think you're blowing money, and you probably actually are. But hopefully you enjoyed this video. There will be a free PDF down below going over this stuff in detail so you can print it out, have it on you. It could help you. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Cool. Sweet. And now let's let the podcast begin. This is episode 102, and we have a Caitlin Clark card to give away. How are we doing that? So one of you guys, so we actually forgot to do this in the last podcast, and I apologize, but we're going to do it this one. I'm going to give away this card totally for free to one person that comments the word Clark on. Okay. Got it. Okay, so we're picking someone from the last podcast. Okay, so we're going to give away this card from someone that that commented on the last podcast. So apologize, we didn't give it away. But callers, let the callers begin. Hey, what's up? You have Eric. You are live.
Oh, man. Eric, what's going on?
What's up? Who am I speaking with?
My name's Adam from Portland, Oregon.
Portland, Oregon. Is it worth going there? I've never been there.
I think you talked to one other guy from Portland before, and he said the same thing. Don't go to Portland, but everything around it is beautiful.
Okay, so I'll stay away from Portland. Our first student ever was from Bend, Oregon, so he told me that's nice.
Yeah. Bend's beautiful. Beautiful.
Yeah, but how can I help?
So I had a couple questions. The first one, I think I know the answer to because I've never heard you talk about it. But
Okay.
Have you ever got into the Magic the Gathering?
No, I have not.
No. You ever think about it?
I have not, but I'd imagine it operates very similar to Pokemon in terms of buying and grading and selling. So playing the game, like playing the Pokemon game or Magic the Gathering game, I've never done. But no, I've never thought about getting into it. I haven't looked at it much. I don't know if you could buy newer cards to grade and sell and make profit on. I imagine it's not as big as Pokemon, but yeah, is it worth it?
I have no idea. I've never got into it before. I got some buddies at work that are into it, but as far as grading, I'm just starting to look into it and seeing that there's a few things that are being graded. But
you want to look together? Let's look. So there's this. I'll share my screen here. There's this website called tcgplayer.com. This is where I get a lot of the good Pokemon cards because I don't follow Pokemon intensely. So Magic the Gathering. If we look at there's a set that came out recently called Marvel's Spider-Man. And if we go to shop the set and we go from price high to low, oh my god, there's some expensive cards. But let's take one random card. So Spectacular Borderless Spider-Man. I wonder if this card's on Market Movers. Spectacular Spider-Man. Oh, I can't spell today.
Yeah, they're about to come out with Avatar series too.
Oh wow. Okay, so Marvel. Hold on, I'm just trying to see if these cards have like margin. Borderless. Okay, so let's see. I see this card here. It looks like it sells for around like 200-ish. It kind of sells all over the place. But a PSA 10 does $1,000, and it looks like you can get it raw for like a few $100-ish, which is pretty good. And I wonder what this card gems at. So if we go to gemrate.com, Spectacular Spider-Man. Yeah, I don't know if this card's going to be on gemrate.com.
Yeah.
But it looks like there's some money.
Yeah, and so that kind of leads me into my next question is, I believe the Spider-Man series with Magic, I believe that just dropped in late September. So it's still fairly new.
Okay.
And like I said, too, I believe they're about to come out with Avatar-themed Magic cards. So which kind of leads me into my next question with the Pokemon. I know you talk a lot about with sports cards how you want to sell before the season and things like that. Do you do the same thing with Pokemon cards? Do you pay attention to the fluctuation of the market at all, or
no? It's pretty.
No.
I just try to avoid cards that have spiked recently. So you ever see those videos, like those videos online those reels where I buy these high-end vintage cards.
Uh-huh.
So all I'm doing for the most part is I'm just making sure the card hasn't spiked recently. I like to avoid things that have went up recently because
Mm-hmm.
things that spiked up recently tend to not keep going up. So that's all I look at. I just look for some sort of consistency or a dip. But I just usually sell the cards right away when I get them back.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, I just got a couple other questions.
Yeah.
Right now, with Topps taking over basketball and everything, do you think there's any money in holding on to, Panini boxes at all long term?
No, it doesn't matter.
No.
So like what dictates the value of a box is how expensive the rookie cards in it are. So take for example 2013 Prism is very expensive. One, because there's not a lot of boxes, but two, Giannis was a rookie.
Mm-hmm.
2014, I don't know who was a rookie in 2014. If I can't think of them, probably not anyone that great. But so I might be missing someone. Let me see. Who's the best rookie from 2014 Prism? It looks like it is no one crazy. So that year didn't have as many great rookies. So that box is just going to be worth less. It's just dictated by whoever by the rookies in the box. That's all that matters.
Yeah. One last question. So with my job that I have currently, it's a pretty great job. They have a point system. Yeah, we get points all the time for doing, just doing something good. If you lead the stretches in the morning, you get points. If you don't call in sick for a month, you get 10,000 points and things like that. And so you accrue points, and you get to buy things offline.
Yep.
And they have a huge store, and they actually have basketball cards and sports cards and things like that. And I know you say don't rip packs, but it is fun. It does bring you back to that childhood feeling that you get. And so I've been buying some of these packs offline because it's really not money that I'm spending on it. It's just points. If you had to right now, would you put money into Panini Prism 2024-25 basketball?
Well, what I would say, I'll answer that question in a second. But even if it's free money, like even if where do you work, by the way?
It's a distribution center.
Okay.
I don't know if I want to.
Yeah. I was just like the type of job. You don't have to tell me where it is. Yeah.
It's warehouse.
Okay, because you said leading stretches. You guys stretch in the morning?
Oh yeah. We have to stretch every morning.
Oh wow, I didn't know. I figured you were a personal trainer. That's funny. But so what? Even if let's say they give you a free $1,000, that's still money. You don't want to just blow it and gamble. It's kind of like saying like, if I sports gamble, and let's say I put $1,000 in my FanDuel account, and I win a few bets, and now I have $3,000 in there, just because I won that money. Should I just go and put $3,000 on a plus 10,000 parlay just because it's free money? Because you lose money too, right? So that money could be used towards something better, in my opinion. But if I were to break open packs and boxes, Prism would be. You're still going to lose money in the long run, but Prism would be the route I would go because there's a lot of because the problem with opening up packs and boxes, it's not that you get nothing, because you still get shit in the box. But there's all these like $5, $10 cards, $20 cards. But you could actually grade some of those cards. So Prism would be the route I would go. I wouldn't buy any of it, but if I had to pick one, it would be Prism. 24 Prism basketball, kind of rough. There's not that many great guys in there, but yeah.
Would that be over like the new Topps Chrome and Topps Bowman Chrome and the Topps basketball? They have all that stuff, which is crazy because my company, the day that I think it was October 22nd or 23rd that Topps released the new basketball stuff.
Yeah.
The day after that, my company had them on their website.
Wow.
Which was crazy. I was like, wow, that's cool that they actually have that stuff on there. But, and I know it's still money. I bought a brand new washer, brand new dryer from this. I've gotten a lot of cool stuff. But just recently I found that they had basketball cards. And
Yeah.
and Magic cards and stuff like that. And I was like, oh wow. And they're not bad. I mean, they're like, so for leading the previous stretches, you get 3,000 points. For not calling in sick for a month, you get 10,000 points. And these, mega boxes, they're only like 15 to 20,000 points.
Yep. So yeah, I would. Well, I guess right now I'd buy Bowman Chrome because it's the off season. If I had I changed my mind. If I had to pick one, or yeah, Bowman Chrome baseball, go that route.
And is Bowman Chrome, top over the top series 2 and the Topps Chrome?
Well, I changed my mind actually. Top series is where I would go because there's a lot of just like Prism. It's kind of like the Prism of baseball. There's a lot of lower end stuff you could grade. So I would actually go with top series. And there's a lot of like Ohtani, Aaron Judge stuff that's worth a decent amount of money too. Okay. So yeah, that's the route I would go. Actually, I changed my mind to top series.
Right on.
Sweet.
Right. Well, I think that answers about all my questions that I had.
Cool. Fantastic. Well, if you have any questions in the future, just feel free to call in, man. It was a pleasure meeting you.
I definitely will. Thank you. I listened to a lot of your content. It's the first time I've called in, and I've been listening to you constantly for the last couple weeks straight. Sweet.
Well, I'm glad. It seems like I'm doing something right. At least I hope I'm able to help you just a little bit.
Yeah. No, I'm learning and having fun. So
cool.
Thank you. I appreciate what you do.
Cool. Sounds good, man. I appreciate it. Thank you for watching. Bye. Good guy. By the way, I didn't have the phone number popped up. It's 813-618-2075. That's the phone number to call in. Shane, sorry about that. I didn't have that popped up. We're calling you guys. Is there someone in the queue? Calling you guys back with our iPhone 10. No answer? Skipping you. Sorry, we called you back. Next person. Hey, what's up? You have Eric. You are live.
Good morning, Eric. This is Safe from Boston. How are you?
My man, Safe. What up?
Nothing much. I have a question that's a little bit not card related, but it's in the business of the card.
Oh yeah, go.
So, I get the idea of like kind of 2xing the money in doing this. However, there's something that quite important that I want to talk about. I want to talk about the 35% of the tax deduction that we can get it if we get a business. So can you and I know this is not a financial advice or something like that. I know you don't want to get that liability, but would you be able to kind of give us an idea of how to run that business from a financial standpoint, something that are tax deductible stuff and stuff like that? Because there's 35% right there.
Yep. So yes, this is not.
You run it in a loss or something like this.
Yep. So this is not financial advice, and I am no accounting expert, but that's actually a good question. Something I haven't talked about much ever, but it's a common question people ask. So yes, if you're running a business, you should get an LLC. Go ChatGPT how to do it. It's going to cost you like $100 to $200, and what that lets you do, getting an LLC. I know that word or those acronyms scare people. All it does, it lets you write off your taxes. That's it. It gives you the ability to write off your taxes. And then what you do with your LLC, once you get it, they give you something called an EIN number. You then take that, you go to your bank, and you say, hey, I want a business bank account attached to my LLC. Then also you get a credit and a debit card with your LLC connected to your business bank account now that you have. So it keeps things organized. So what it lets you do is when you go and buy a computer, right, for your house, well, before you didn't have a business, it was just an expense. Now you could buy that $2,000 computer and write it off against your income because you're actually using it for something that's business related. So that's like very simple advice and very simple why you should do it. Because once again, not an accountant, but if you go and make $100,000,
I get that.
So if you go and make $100,000 in a year from your regular job, and you get an LLC and you start buying and selling sports cards, and let's say you were to start the business right now, and you spend a few $1,000s in, a printer and a computer, and you buy some cards and this and that, and you haven't made any money yet. And let's say you spent $10,000. Now on paper, you can take the $100,000 you made from your job minus the $10,000 expense you just had from starting your card business. Now on paper, you've made $90,000. Therefore, you can pay taxes on your $90,000, which is obviously less. So that's why everybody, if you're starting a business, should get an LLC. It's only going to save you money on taxes.
Oh, that's beautiful. One last question, and I'm going to let you go so you can speak about it. Can you give us an example of the scope of deductions that you could do when you itemize it? Like, for example, you just mentioned printer, stuff like that, but also, for example, travel, whatever example, because like I run a different business, and sometimes there are certain things that I think that I'm doing it for myself, but if I look at it from a different angle, I'll be like, I'm doing this for the business. That should be a business expense. Things like that.
So it's a gray area that I can't touch on too much because you'll get different advice from different accountants. But the law says and the reason it's a gray area because it's vague, what it'll say in the law and the tax code is if it's for your business, you can write it off. But if you, like, let's say you're traveling with your family and then you also meet a friend, a sports card friend, and you go out for dinner with them, well, that dinner is a tax write-off, but was the traveling a write-off too? I don't know. So it gets sticky, and it depends on your risk tolerance, because if you are doing things wrong and the IRS comes cracking down, right, they will fine you heavily. I can't really touch on it too much. My risk tolerance with that stuff is higher. But I do like pay my taxes and abide by the law, and everything I do is
absolutely.
A-okay.
Everything is lawful here, so we're talking about law. How do we go under it in the situation where we can actually maximize that? Because that is 35% at least.
Yeah. What I could tell you, what I do, and I know this is a little bit. This is the furthest I've went with taxes. So with Major League Profits, the coaching program we run, we make an okay amount of money, and obviously I don't want to just give all that money to the government. And in my specific situation, sports cards are a marketing expense for me. So if I go and buy a $100,000 Mickey Mantle card, I can say that it's a marketing expense because it's a direct tie to my revenue, right? Because I go out there and make videos about it, post about it, which is a direct tie to people paying me money for my program. Now, if I go and sell that card in the future, that $100,000 Mickey Mantle card, and let's say I go and sell it for $200,000 in 3 years, I'm going to pay taxes on that, and I have to. So I'm not, escaping taxes. But the reason I'm saying this is what a lot of people do, and once again, I don't know if this is right or wrong, is they might put sports cards in their dentist office for display because they claim it attracts higher clientele. So,
that's what I do.
And there was I don't know if this wasn't a famous case, but there was a owner of a sports team. It may have been the San Diego Chargers when the Chargers were in San Diego. I don't know if it was them, but he bought all these old collectible vintage cars, CARS cars, like, Mustangs and Mercedes and this and that. He spent millions of dollars on them, and he put them out in front of the sports stadium. And he said this was a tax write-off. And the IRS brought him to court, and they said to him, hey, this is not a tax write-off. This is not an expense to your business. You can't do this. You got to pay your taxes. And then the court actually ruled in the guy's favor, saying, well, these cars attract more visitors to his stadium, which is a direct tie to the business's revenue. Therefore, it's a tax write-off. I forget the name of the case, but I looked into it. So that's my knowledge on taxes.
Oh, that is beautiful advice. Thank you so much. That gives me a lot of freedom to at least talk to my CPA, and
it gives you peace of mind, right?
Yeah, it's just kind of like, if it's there. I mean, people, the higher ups, they use it all day long. I mean, it's available for us. It's something that's lawful, and we can use under the code of IRS, and use the benefits. Why not?
Yep. So
absolutely. Thank you so much. You're the best.
Thanks, bro. Thanks for calling in.
Absolutely. Bye-bye.
All right, bye. That is my unprofessional accounting advice. So that was a mixture of ChatGPT me reading documents online, me calling my dad, who's a lawyer for the government. So take it how you want, but I wouldn't take it. I would do your own research because I have to say that. We're calling you guys. Hey, what's up? You have Eric. You are live.
What's going on, Eric? It's Shane from Minnesota.
What's up, Shane? How may I be of help?
Yeah, hey, I was just curious if you or any of you guys and your students have found or seen or studied any of the graphs for the Pokemon on maybe doing some like short-term investing with it.
Not really. So it's hard. Like, if you just give me a random Pikachu card, I can't tell you if it's going to go up or down, left or right for any reason. The reason, I'm not saying I could predict the market, but the reason I could buy a card now and most likely sell it for more in 3 months is if you take like a baseball card of, a good example is Justin Crawford. He's a prospect for the Phillies. He's 21 years old. He's most likely going to be a starter this upcoming spring. Nobody's buying him right now, right? He's very low. And then hopefully January, February, March, his hype starts to build because people realize he's going to be a starter for the Phillies, and his value will therefore go up, most likely. So there's like a timing aspect to it. There's like a strategy behind it. I have no idea. Like the gray felt hat Pokemon card that like 10 times in value, I have no idea why. It just did. It just did. There's no like rhyme or reason to it. So therefore, that's why I haven't messed around with that.
Yeah, no, and I get you, and that's cool that you saying that, it almost kind of helped me work through it in my brain about how I can build the hype for the Pokemon cards to see. It's just like a new product. It comes out, right? And then it steadily starts to go down, and then there's a big buyout on the card. Somebody or whoever goes in and buys out all the copies that they can of that card, and then they start to try to sell that. So I think what happens is over time, the card comes out, it's really expensive, it starts to flatline out, right? But then I think people realize that once the set has been released for so long and there's not new products coming out, and then like obviously you have to get the Charizard, Blastoise, Pikachu, Venusaur, right? You stay with the Umbreon. You don't mess around with all those other Pokemon that you can't tell their names, right? You just stick to the top three, and then like if that Charizard card is the chase card in that set, well then once that next set comes out, then there's going to be another Charizard card in there that it just drives up the price of all the previous other Charizard cards that were the chase card at one point that eventually came down, just like that time when the guys sold that Surging Sparks Pikachu, or no, it was the Van Gogh one, right? You said that you had that guy that bought them all for like $1,200. Now if you look at the card, it's like $2,000, right? Like there's a lot of like, I just didn't know if you guys maybe were studying the graphs and had seen that, because it's almost like the sports cards, how they come out, they're hype, then they start to flatline. But where does the hype come from? Well, it comes from the new set that's being released that just brings up the old previous chase cards. Is that correct?
Can't tell you if it's correct because I have not studied it, but if that's a predictable pattern, every time, which it sounds like that being that predictable, also keep in mind that every Pokemon card has gone up in the past year. So I don't know
Right.
if like I could tell you like the strategy that I talked about that I just said with sports cards, like buying in the offseason, that even worked in 2023 and 2022 when sports cards were kind of going down from the pandemic. So I just don't know if that's a predictable pattern because like, could you use it? Because like every Pokemon card's really going up. The market's just hot. And like when I buy cards, I look for that dip. So I just can't give you proper advice. But
yeah, no, that's cool. That's cool.
But even if you saw that as a pattern, what you just told me, I would take that with a grain of salt because the market's hot and everything's kind of going up. So take that kind of how you want.
Yeah. Right, it just makes more sense for me just to buy, grade, and sell, right? I mean,
yeah.
I just didn't know if there was, because I feel like there's a way there, but yeah, like you say, you'd have to muddy the waters, probably lose some money in the beginning to try to figure it all out.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, and it's not worth it. And they're like, I only suggest buying graded cards if your budget's like, if you got like, at least like 20, 30 grand in cash to spend on cards and you're buying graded cards, you just can't buy enough because there will always be more money with buying a card, grading it, and selling it. You could double, triple, quadruple your money in a month or two, right? Buying a card already graded, that's not going to happen. So by buying cards already graded, you're costing yourself money that could be put towards something potentially better. So unless your budget's there, I don't suggest it as well.
All right. Yeah, cool. Right on. Well, can I pick your brain about one other thing?
Yeah, go for it. Sure.
Ethan Holiday. Do you know anything about him? Or
yeah, he's Jackson Holiday's brother and Matt Holiday's son, right?
Yeah, that guy is. So, I mean, is there any cards out there with him, or are we gonna wait on him, or?
I don't think his Bowman Chrome has not come out. Yeah. There's nothing. Nothing, and then also when his cards come out, they're gonna be so hyped. You're gonna want to wait a little bit for them to come down. So,
Okay.
yeah.
All those autos that are out of him those are just the trash product, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't. If it was me, I would not touch him.
Okay, because I just kind of been looking at some because I had pulled one of his cards and I got a leaf metal product once. I pulled his card, so then I started doing some research on him, and I'm like, well, this kid might, everything that Eric always talks about, try to get him right before he's about to get called up for the first time, and he's got that last name about him or whatever, the hype, right?
Yeah, the problem is like everybody's gonna be buying him because his last name is Holiday. So
it'd be like an Arch Manning type of deal.
Yeah, it's so hyped. Is there room to make money? Maybe. I don't know. But I like to buy the things that no one else sees it as an opportunity yet. So, like Justin Crawford, that name I just said, I'm spoiling it because people are going to go and buy his cards now. But that's a great guy. Like, no one's buying 2020. His cards came out 2 years ago. Nobody realizes that he's, about to be the start most likely. And that's what gains hype, right? Like, buying guys with big names that everyone's buying, like buying Jaden Daniels and July, everyone's buying him, right? There's no room to make money unless he goes up even more, which is extremely hard to do.
Yeah, so copy that. And then, okay, one last question for you.
Yeah.
Because you always say buy the rookie cards, but I've noticed that in the last 3 to 4 weeks, because you're really trying to hammer it into people's heads that we're supposed to be buying baseball right now, even though they'll last all time. But because you've been saying Ohtani and Judge and all the vets, you're saying we can get just this year's or last year's product, even if it's not Judge's rookie.
Yep.
And there's margins on that stuff.
Yep, they're an exception because they're incredible. Kind of it's like buying 2024 Mahomes cards. Yeah, you could do it. There's always going to be a little bit more money, in my opinion, in buying rookies than a 2024 Judge card, but you could do it. There's money to be had.
Right. Well, that's cool because, obviously I just focus on the rookies too, but I've been going a lot into Pokemon lately, so we'll see. I mean, it's just like everybody else. I'm backed up at PSA, so I'm just doing what you've been saying, where I send in at least whatever cards I do. I mean, I'm trying to do at least 5, but every Sunday, me and the wife and the kid, we go to FedEx, we drop it off, and we do it every Sunday. It's like a routine that we do, right?
Very nice.
And I get the family involved because then she's kind of does a little bit of the shipping and stuff, right?
Oh yeah, that's key. That's key right there.
Well, it is because then she feels involved, right? And now she wants to get the 10, right? And now she kind of is interested. Oh, why didn't we get it, right? Because I'm really keen on her on saying how the shipping process is a big deal. I know all the time how you do it with the bubble mailer and the cardboard. But it's funny because even Jeff Wilson tells people to use tape around the cardboard, and they specifically say not to use tape. You're supposed to use 2 to 3 rubber bands, is what it says, right?
You can go that route. But yeah, it's key. It's key to get the wife involved so she sees because when you want to take the business to the next level and invest more money, she'll be on board because she knows there's money in it. I can't tell you how many. I cannot tell you. You're not inside the program, are you?
No, but I definitely want to be, though.
Yeah, you could book a call. Don't book a call. Whatever you want to do. But I can't tell you how many people speak with our sales team and perfect fit, have the money, they understand everything, but their wife doesn't let them join. And it blows my mind because the guy would have changed their life if they bought the program and learned how to make an extra few $1,000s a month. not only for them but for for their whole family. But the wife just looks at sports cards like it's a hobby and it's an expense, and it's just going to take time away from the family and cost them money. So you're doing it right, man.
Yeah, no, and honestly, that's why I feel like a lot of people, if they could get the wife into the Pokemon, because it's a lot easier for her to look at those cards than the sports cards, you know?
Yeah.
So, like, I'll have her look at it for centering, double checking it for me and everything, you know? At first, she was kind of, like, kicking her feet at it, but now, like, she just knows that, hey, man, like, a second set of eyes on this isn't going to hurt anything, and it's helping our family, so why not, right? Like,
yep. And
no-brainer, but...
Yeah, and honestly, women are a little bit more detailed than men usually, so they're better at it.
Oh, trust me, she sees stuff that I miss all the time.
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
Yeah, they're way more diligent. Men just want to buy, but women, it's nice to have that balance of something a little bit more conservative.
Well, yeah, and then, okay, so hear me out now. Last thing, and then I'll hang up. But last night I was thinking, and I'm like, well, dude, there's a lot of stuff going on in the sports card industry. You could have, like, a news show that was, like, every day, like the 5 o'clock news. Like, welcome to today's show of Today in Sports Cards. PSA is up their pricing on this. We have our live correspondent out there, Nancy Meadows, in Santa Ana, California, right? And then they pan out, right? And then she does a story, and then you go back to back to you in the studio, Shane, and you're like, thank you. He said that in other news, Jeff Wilson down in Atlanta has opened up, and then Tom Brady opens up a card vault in Minneapolis to our correspondent there. Like, dude, do you think so or no?
You think there's enough news in sports cards to make that happen every day?
I mean, and then you could do like a whole, and then in our forecast, and then you could forecast out the next sets coming up in every, you know, genre and all that shit. I don't know, and then like card shows in the forecast and shit like that.
That's not yeah, you're right. Maybe there is.
There's not enough reporting on this shit, is what I think.
You're right.
Honestly,
I mean, yeah, you're kind of right, because
isn't that what makes America great? Is reporting and getting in people's face and making them answer uncomfortable questions. I mean,
that's not a bad content idea. I'm gonna write that down after this and think about it.
You should, because I was gonna be like, dude, honestly, I think it would be something, because people watch little bits of, you know, everybody's content every day, but they could spin it however they want. If you actually had reporting on it,
we thought about something similar. We just haven't got to it because we've been so busy with like a newsletter every day or like a few times a week with basically what you're saying, like updates in the hobby, what's up, what's down, card shows, all that stuff. We just haven't got to it yet, but something we've thought about.
So yeah, if you need a correspondent out in St. Paul, Minnesota, I'm your guy, Eric.
All right, sounds good. I'll save the number.
All right, thanks, man.
Hey, man, thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye.
It's not a bad idea. By the way, I see your guys' questions in the chat. Like I said, you got to call. I got to prioritize the callers because that's what gives us good content, so more people see this stuff. We're calling you folks back. We got a no answer. It's a damn shame. Damn shame. No answer. Hey, Walter. What's up, man?
Not much, man. Hey, I just have a quick question.
Yeah, go for it.
You're going to have an answer for me, but...
I'll try my best.
Again, it's for the PSA offers. So, how much does the last sale affect that? Here's why I'm asking. Because, for example, I saw this card. They have a PSA offer. It's $500. And I was watching this on a bid, and it went for like $160. And I just thought about, damn, is it a good idea just to buy it and just send it straight to PSA just to take the offer? Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah. So you're asking me how much does the last? They probably have. I'm just guessing here. I don't know if they have humans doing it. They might, but I'd imagine they have some sort of computerized system that tells them. And if that computer tells them what to offer, and if that computerized system misses a sale, which it could because it's a computer, it probably could. You could probably really take advantage of that. I'm sure that's happened a bunch where, you know, PSA offered $500 and the last sale was $300, or maybe the system didn't recognize that a player just got injured. So I'd imagine that happens all the time, and I imagine the last sale matters if the computer picks it up.
Okay. I was just going through my normal looking for cards just to grade and sell, and then I saw that PSA 10, and it was going low on the bid, and I'm like, damn, PSA is offering 500. So my head totally went to like, that's straight up profit right there, without doing anything.
Yeah, you're right. It probably happens. I have never sold a card to PSA. I've had tons of students that have, but I haven't. So I can't.
I never done it either. I just saw it. But
Yeah.
all right, man. I'll keep listening to you then.
Sounds good, Walter. I'll talk to you later.
All right.
Bye bye. My marketing guy just left, so now your boy's got to make the phone calls. Let's call him back live together. Let's see.
Hello.
Hey, what's up? You have Eric. You're live.
Hey, what's going on, man? How's it going?
I see you're from Arizona. Very nice.
Formerly.
Formally. Where were you?
Located in Texas.
Okay, cool, nice. What's your name?
Antonio.
We've spoke before.
Yes, we have.
Oh, we have. Sorry, I'm bad. All the voices kind of sound similar through the phone, but how can I help, Antonio?
No, man, you hit it right on the head. I just got a couple questions. I mean, how long you been rocking that Adidas backpack you roll with? It seems like it's your favorite or your go-to.
Oh man,
I have the same thing.
I've
I have
been,
a backpack from
dude.
2011, and I can't get rid of it. It's gonna be with me until I die. So I see you have that. I'm like, you must have something with that backpack.
Okay, I've had that backpack for let's see, 8 years maybe, something like that. And my buddy Kavi, who runs all of our content and marketing, I always joke about it. Like I say to him, you let me look like shit with this backpack at every card show because it's like all beat up and gray and it's like sagging down. I just have never bought a new backpack. I think didn't we just buy some? It's so funny. We just bought new custom backpacks that'll look clean. But
oh, you can't change, man. Don't change. Keep it original.
You think so? I don't know. It's kind of problem is most content is seen by new people, and they might be like, "Damn, this guy's a brokey. This guy doesn't care about his appearance." I'm gonna keep using the backpack. I don't know if I'm gonna use it at these shows.
Definitely, because man, I used to get tired of seeing like the Gucci bags or whatever else it is. You know what I mean? It's always cool to see like, yeah, I've had this. When it was
we have a deal with like a Nike manufacturer, so
okay.
So everything we do is Nike, and part of the reason is because we like to associate our logo with a Nike logo because it gives it a little bit more authority. So probably roll with. If you have noticed, I'm not a Gucci, Chanel, whatever, Louis Vuitton person. I'm not into that stuff. So actually, I do have a Gucci bag though. I got for free that I used to walk around with at shows. So, but it'll be Nike. That's funny.
It works. But also, okay. The second one is if you have any, I don't know if it should be time that's coming up, but any people you're looking at for soccer?
To be straightforward with you, no. There's too much other good opportunity, in my opinion. Yeah, so I can't give you good advice there.
No, that's fine. It's totally fine. Yeah, that's good for me then too, because it's not like I'll just spearhead in one way. So I'm glad you said that. That way I can just keep going.
Yeah,
it's always so easy to just bounce off and think you have the next thing, but if you just stay consistent with whatever you have already.
Yeah, it's just harder to make money. There's not as big of a market, so like I just think I could put my money in a better spot. To be honest with you.
Yeah, because I know you guys have one of your coaches, and he's from London. I was guessing with him. He's a great guy, so I was waiting. I don't know if he had like his own little list he did or whatnot, or.
Yeah, he buys some stuff. You're talking about Alan. Yeah, he buys some soccer, but I don't, for the most part.
Hey, no worries at all. Thank you, man. Content is gold. Like I said, keep going. I really love the interaction videos too that you're putting up. So good stuff.
Thanks, Antonio. I appreciate it as always.
All right, take it easy, buddy.
All right, bye-bye. Oh man, that's funny. That backpack is a piece of shit. You guys should go and look at it. That thing is old, man. It's been through everything. It's been wet, beach, sports card shows, planes, luggage. I've spilled toothpaste in there multiple times. Shampoo bottles and toothpaste have just come out. Hey, what's up? You have Eric. You are live.
Sports card shows, planes, luggage.
Hey,
I never co-op. He's there multiple
Hey, I think you
times.
got me playing in the background of
I just come
the of your phone.
Hey, what's up? You have Eric. You are live. 1 second.
Yeah. Just mute the computer if you could.
Hey, I think you got me playing in the background of. All right, I got it off now. How you doing, man?
Hey, what's up? What's your name?
Ellie.
Ellie.
Yes.
Cool, Ellie. What's up, man? How can I help?
Yeah, I've been in this business for like 40 years.
Okay.
And I was just wondering your thoughts on like comps.
Okay.
Because, like, I don't know, there's a lot of stuff going on. And how do you, like, protect yourself from not, falling for that game?
So not fall. You're asking me how to not fall for fake comps?
Yes.
So
Because I think that's, like, a big concern. Like, I like honesty, and I don't like seeing people, like, get screwed because I don't like...
yeah, it's just with any industry, the unfortunate reality is with any industry when there's money involved, you're gonna get shady people, right? So there's no stopping it. That's just humans. Humans are greedy, and with auctions, so number one, you should be able to kind of if you're looking at a card that sells for $300 and there's one outlier sale of 500, you should kind of be able to think, okay, let's go see if that's a fake sale, and you can look at the auctions. You could actually click who was the last bidder, and if the last bidder had zero feedback, odds are it's probably a fake sale, or people will fake accepted best offers, and you just kind of have to be able to see through it. If Caitlin Clark has a card that's $200 and there was one random sale of 800, well, it's probably not a real sale. You just have to look out for those outliers. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes total sense.
Cool.
I love this hobby, and I just, like, educate the people. I like you're educating the people.
Thanks, man.
Yeah. Keep it going. Good job, man.
Thanks, bro. I appreciate it.
Okay, thank you.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.
My beard? I know. You know what's the problem with my beard? When it grows out? No. This is the problem. Like one part goes out a little bit too long right there. That's the problem. Hey, what's up? You have Eric. You are live.
Hey, what's up, Eric? This is Alex from Texas. I called in about 2-3 weeks ago, so we've talked before.
Oh, cool. Well, how can I be of service?
Yeah, so I just have a question, maybe two. This first one might be a little weird. What with the new Toy Story movie coming out next year?
Okay.
Would it be a good idea to buy and hold or buy and grade those Topps Chrome Toy Story cards? Those like low numbered ones.
I mean,
you know.
Oh man,
I know it's still kind of okay. I was looking at some,
you're like asking me should I play red or black on roulette? That's like I don't know. Yeah, I wouldn't, because it's like what? Look, what are the odds? Well, people who watch Toy Story are usually not buying cards worth money, right? These are usually like younger kids. And then number two is like, what's it gonna do? Even if it doubles in value, which would be great in a year, you probably could have done more with that money rather than holding those cards for a year to make that much. So if it's me, could those cards blow up in value? Of course. But everyone thinks that, let me debunk a myth. Everybody thinks that every card's going to shoot up in value now because there's a movie, because of The Last Dance. Because Jordan cards went up after that. I have not really seen it happen since. That program was different, and everybody was home watching it, and it's Michael Jordan because it was the pandemic. So if everyone tries to find the next movie or thing coming out, I wouldn't. I personally, that's my.
Yeah. Most of my money right now is going to Pokemon a lot and sports cards, and I guess that brings me to my next question.
Yep.
So I have a bunch of Ohtani top series, not Chrome, but it's in his Dodgers uniform. Are those worth grading?
Oh yeah. So yeah, I mean, my rules: if it's worth at least $50 as a 10, I would send it in for grading.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, that's all I had.
Cool. Thank you for calling in.
It's just all right, Eric. Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye. see all your questions. Like I said, I gotta prioritize the callers. Is there more? We'll give you guys another 20 seconds. I could take one more caller. If not, we'll call it a wrap. And then let's give away this bad boy before I forget. So, all right. So these are all the commenters. Hold on, I just have to pull this up real quick. How do I copy this message? Oh, let's pull this up. Wait, I'm gonna show you guys how we run giveaways here in a second. It's a duck race. I'm gonna give away to one of the lucky commenters. Let me just pull this up, and we'll run this giveaway. All right, so check this out. This is how we do giveaways inside of Major League Profits. You can see here, there's this nice fancy duck race. And this is 10 seconds long. These are all the people that commented in the last podcast. And the winning duck gets this nice card. So ready, 3, 2, 1. Let's see who's going to win. I got the white duck at the bottom, the dentist duck. Oh, man, he stinks. Oh, Chris K. Chris K 2081. You just won this Caitlin Clark card. Just either send me a message, send a message to info@majorleagueprofits.com or to Kavi, Kavi, at majorleagueprofits.com, and they'll ship it out to you. Just say, hey, I'm the winner, prove who you are, and send them your address, and then we will ship this nice card to you. Congratulations to Mr. Chris. But I'll give it a wrap. Monday, Wednesday, 10 a.m. Eastern, we go live and do this thing. There's a free PDF down below of what I was talking about earlier, why 92% of people fail when it comes to buying and selling sports cards. Like, comment, subscribe,